Well, that's not obnoxious at all. What, was this video made in 2015 or something? Oh.
Hey, what is up guys? How's it going? My name of course is Womp, and today I have a video about the 5 reasons why I think console is better than PC.
What is up guys, my name is Joe from Seattle, and today I've got a video that was bad in the moment and has only gotten funnier with age. Like, I normally don't respond to videos this old, but holy shit, this one's made out of milk. Also, apologies once again for the reused gameplay and shitty mic. The movers still have not come with our stuff. It has been 3 weeks. My god, I'm making some angry calls after this.
Before all you hardcore PC gamers spam the dislike button, let me just say that by making this video, I am by no means saying that console is better than PC overall.
I'm making a video about why console is better than PC, but I'm not saying console is better than PC. Someone slept their English class. Or, I guess language arts is what they call it in middle school.
Or that I even like console more than PC.
Well, you're playing Advanced Warfare and spamming the ASM1, so you're clearly a fine judge of quality.
I have consoles and I have a PC, so I'm really not a fanboy of either one.
I own a thing, therefore I cannot be criticized for portraying it inaccurately. If I told you cats are made out of refrigerator magnets, you wouldn't respect my opinion regardless of whether or not I owned a cat.
This is simply just to point out some of the advantages of consoles. I also made a video about the 5 reasons why PC is better than console, so I'll put an annotation for that on the screen and put a link in the description in case you want to check that out.
Cats are not made out of refrigerator magnets, but they also are. You are not exempt from criticism now because you tickled the balls of the opposition before. Do you fucking mind?
Anyway, before we get into this list, I just wanted to go over some controversial topics that I didn't want to include as part of the list. Price is a very controversial topic that is discussed when talking about console versus PC.
This was actually a good point, and it aged rather well. The price of the machine is extremely versatile in this debate. Now, the price of the hobby as a whole is a different story. PC gaming is cheaper in every regard other than the entry price, and even then, the entry price is versatile. Games, services, repairs, peripherals, future-proofing, literally everything is cheaper on PC than console. But the PC itself will usually be more expensive than the console itself, assuming you're going for a mid-range build or higher.
For PCs, you have to spend a lot more money up front and less money over time.
Well, you don't have to. If you want a lower-end PC, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why the debate is versatile. There's no one set price for the PC because not only does the price depend on the market, but it also depends on the wants of the player. If you just want to play lower spec games like MOBAs and business sims or retro games, you can get a PC for under $400, especially if you buy your parts used. Side note, I've been using OfferUp to get PC parts. Check OfferUp. It's amazing. People are cheap.
Whereas on consoles, you have to spend less money up front, but more money over time, due to the prices of games and subscription services and stuff like that.
A rare moment of clarity from a console fanboy. Gotta take what we can get.
Overall, I didn't want to include this in the list because these can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. It really depends on the user.
Yes, because more expensive games and services can possibly be a positive thing. Like, what?
Also, I didn't want to include controls because whether you like keyboard and mouse or controller, it really depends on personal opinion.
I mean, I guess, but there's also certain objective advantages of keyboard and mouse over controller, depending on the kind of games you play. You try playing StarCraft 2 on a controller.
Anyway, without further delay, let's get into this.
Without further delay comes at the minute 45 mark of his video. And his video is less than 6 minutes long.
First of all, one of the great things about console is the fact that it's plug and play.
Even in 2015, this wasn't true anymore. Well, I guess you're playing the 360 right now, so that was kind of plug and play. But even in the later days of the 7th gen, that wasn't true anymore. Consoles have tons and tons of updates.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And they're hardly plug and play anymore. Especially when game downloads and installs take for fucking ever. The process of setting up a PC and a console are practically the same now, but the PC is way faster.
A lot of PC gamers, such as myself, have built their PC themselves. This means that they had to do research to find the parts that suit their needs, order the parts, and then assemble the PC.
What does assembly have to do with plug and play? Also pre-builts exist, so this entire argument is kind of poop.
On the other hand, console gamers just have to buy the console, take it out of the box, plug it in, and start playing.
Well, I don't know if you want to get into the whole debate of whether or not having one option for hardware is a good thing. Spoiler, it's not. But again, if you buy a pre-built PC, the process is the same as console.
Now, I know that you can buy a pre-built PC, but they usually don't give you performance worthy of their price, which is the main reason why many gamers build their own PC.
And there it is. The thing I said isn't true, but a different unrelated factor means I'm still right. It is true that pre-built PCs are often overpriced in relation to the hardware you're getting because you're also paying for someone to put it together for you and make it look all nice and pretty. I've said many times that I don't recommend buying a pre-built PC, but I've also said many times that there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with spending that extra money if you want to. My first PC was a pre-built. I got it for about $550 back in 2017, and it absolutely stomped the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. And if I had gotten all those parts individually and bought it myself, yes, I could have shaved $100 or maybe $150 off of that, but that's besides the point. Yes, there are pre-built PCs that are way overpriced in order to take advantage of new buyers. You're a fool if you think that practice doesn't also happen in the console market.
Although building a PC gets easier the more and more you do it, you really can't beat the simplicity of consoles.
Yes, you can. Building a PC is not hard.
The second reason is the fact that you don't have to worry about your system becoming outdated or having a worse system than everyone else.
Friendly reminder that this video was released in 2015, just a few short years before the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X were announced, because, as it turns out, a lack of hardware upgrades are actually not a good thing for the consumer, and rather than just giving you upgradable hardware, Microsoft and Sony decided to milk their consumers with entirely new machines. The lack of upgrade options is not a positive thing.
In the PC gaming world, new parts such as graphics cards, processors, motherboards, etc. come out every year. This means in order for your PC to still be considered up to date and powerful, you need to be buying the newest, best, and most expensive hardware.
Absolute bullshit. I have an RTX 2070 and it's treating me absolutely fine. Other people I know have 2060s or 1080s and they're still doing absolutely fine. The constant need to upgrade is a myth, and it always has been. A lot of console fanboys just think options are a bad thing because they're not used to having them.
On the other hand, for consoles, everyone gets the same piece of hardware,
which is not a good thing.
Of course, companies come out with slim versions, but generally you always have an equally powerful console as everyone else.
That one didn't age quite so well.
You really only need to buy a new console every 7 years or so.
That one didn't age quite so well.
The third reason is the fact that consoles are way more user-friendly.
Yes, the platform with hardly any UI customization and mandatory OS updates is more user-friendly.
From my experience, on a PC, you have to worry about a lot more stuff such as keeping your drivers and software up to date, viruses, keeping track of all your files, etc.
If you're losing your files, just keep better track of them. Like, that's not a point. Also, viruses aren't as common as you think they are. Also, your drivers don't always have to be up to date. You just update them when you remember to. It's not like the old version of a driver is going to set your computer on fire. Yeah, sometimes a brand new game will kind of run wonky on an older driver, but then you just take a whopping 10 minutes of your life to update the driver and you never think about it again. Like, how is this a negative?
On a console, things tend to be a lot simpler, updates are simpler, the overall layout, like the dashboard is simpler. All functions are just made to be more easily understood, so all users have no issues.
Again, a lack of options is not a good thing. It's not simple, it's a lack of options. Also, updates take way longer on the console, and they're mandatory. How is that simpler than a platform that lets you do it whenever you want and takes less of your time in the process?
However, if you do have any issues, all you do is contact Sony or Microsoft or whichever company makes your console.
I would rather put scorpions in my ears than have to contact Microsoft or Sony whenever I have a problem with their garbage system.
If you have a problem on a custom PC, you pretty much have to figure it out on your own, unless a part or something is broken, in which case you just contact the company that manufactured that part.
Oh no, the consumer having agency, whatever will we do?
The fourth reason is the fact that on a console, you can play split screen and offline multiplayer.
That has pretty much always been the case with PC. I don't know why people think it hasn't. Plus, this just got even worse after this video was uploaded. I grew up playing LEGO Star Wars on my PC with my buddy right there next to me playing locally. The last few years, I've been playing locally with friends on emulators on my PC. The consoles used to have the edge here, but the PC ironically is a better platform for local multiplayer now. The amount of options you have for both games and peripherals is just way better than anything the console can offer you today.
If you have a couple of friends over your house, you can all sit down and play some Call of Duty with each other, provided that you have the correct amount of controllers. However, on a PC, there really isn't any way to play split screen.
There literally is, and there has been for decades.
Pretty much the only way to play with friends on a PC is to play online multiplayer. Thus, the ability to game while chilling with your friends is a huge plus for consoles.
That one didn't age quite so well.
The fifth and final reason is the fact that with a console, you can relax on your couch and play.
Another one that has literally always been an option for PC. Well, maybe not always, but ever since HDMIs were widespread, it's been an option. So, like 15 years.
On your PC, there is really no way to sit on your couch and play. You really need a desk and a chair if you want to play any games.
Yeah, even at the time that you made this video, this was completely wrong, and it's only gotten even more wrong thanks to things like Steam Big Picture.
However, on a console, you can sit on your couch with your wireless controller and just play on your TV.
Because wireless controllers don't exist on PC.
This makes the whole console experience feel a lot more laid back and relaxing. Except when you rage, of course. Well guys, that's pretty much it for the list.
And he's done. I'm not watching the last 50 seconds and you can't make me. I don't know how long this video is right now, but I only made it to the 4-minute 47 mark of his video. Sure, it's on the older side, but hey, we had fun, right? You learned something. Maybe. Sorry I've been reusing so much gameplay recently. The movers still haven't gotten my PC to me. It's been like 3 weeks now. I'm actually going to leave them a stern voicemail after I edit this. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle has been on screen for a while. If you want to donate, the link is in the description. And if you like punk rock, check out my band Curbside Anthem on Apple Music and Spotify, or with the YouTube link in the description. I want Wendy's. I'm gonna go get Wendy's. Toodles.